Welcome everyone, hello, and welcome back. I gotta remember how's it trying. Welcome everyone, hello, and welcome back to some vlogs. This is not the major surprise day. I actually have to talk about that in the vlog today, because I need to make a major update because of how it's gonna have to be done. At least until I have an alternative to do it through another means. Which I don't at the moment, because as it turns out on the surprise, I may have to reveal it in this vlog just to explain what happened. But, so, as it turns out, YouTube streaming is not directly possible. I was hoping they fixed this from the last generation, but they haven't. I think it's I would have to say that, break it down, it's probably just some kind of like business deal between the two first companies versus these two companies, because the other one's just fine. It's actually way more detailed on that one than it is on here. So ironically, this also gives us a unique opportunity. So, but let me bring up chat before we continue. And I've got to figure out how to make this easy enough for everyone to have accessible way to it. Now I'll learn more as I go with it. And once I do get the other alternative, what I'll probably do is make it where both can be done at the same time in a way. Meaning, I can put it on both. And we'll get to that in a second. Let me bring up chat. Let's see. YouTube. Yeah, I need to download that, but where's my videos? Go on my channel. Your channel. There we go. Bring up chat. Oh. Okay. Sorry, I had to turn my phone down so y'all couldn't hear that in the background. Okay. There we go. Alright. So now that chat's up and running, so what we're going to be talking about as far as like what I'm discussing, I am going to have to sadly spoil a little bit. It's a separate platform that I didn't have before. I'm going to try, y'all can probably guess what it is. We'll see it, but this platform does not allow me to use YouTube for streaming. Because I would imagine it's, like I said, some kind of business thing. But there are ways around it, but I don't have an easy way of doing it right now. So I decided, you know what, there is an easier way to do this. It's just the only problem with this is it will kind of separate the two platforms as far as streaming is concerned until I'm able to do what most can do, which I've got to figure out how to do that on my phone if that's possible, which probably is. I just got to figure out how to do it. Is to transfer said videos from Twitch, which we'll get to in a minute, to said YouTube. Because like I said, even though Twitch is good for its own things, I'll always still prefer YouTube at the end of the day as far as the two are concerned. But this other platform doesn't allow me to use YouTube streaming services on its own. Like which I would also want to give real quick credits. This is the one, because I do try to do this when they do actually win something. Credits to Sony on this one, because I didn't realize how easy they actually did make it to stream on YouTube versus the other one as well. But it is a vice versa. Twitch is almost impossible to stream in on. Well, not impossible, but harder to set up on here than YouTube is. And then some apps like this right now, I couldn't do this on Twitch on PlayStation, which is fine. Like I said, I'm more of a YouTube person anyways, but I didn't realize how the two were so degraded between the two different platforms. So without a middleman, which I don't have the ability to do right now, because now I'm like, well, now I kind of wish I did get that Delgado, but I'll get it later. Right now, the simpler option would be, what we're going to do is we're going to take this opportunity and have a backup channel. It'll still be me. It'll just be something I do on Twitch for the other platform, and then I transfer the videos from there to YouTube like most do. So, because it is the simpler option. For what I've looked up on YouTube, I had to look up a couple videos to make sure I wasn't being an idiot. But yeah, from what everyone says, that for some reason this platform here that I'm looking at isn't very YouTube friendly, but that's fine. Like I said, there's ways around that. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be making a new Twitch account, which is why we're doing this stream right now instead of doing the surprise stream first. I may have to, which much to my dismay, depending on how this goes, and I got to discuss it with all you guys as well. Yo, Farseer! And see if y'all can leave comments in the comment section below if you don't leave it in chat for me today. I gotta shave again. Jesus, this beard's it's like weeds in a garden. But if you don't leave it in the chat, leave comments below the video as well to tell me how accessible this is for you, so I can kind of know what my better option to go towards is and whether we can do this now or may have to wait a little bit, because I do want to try to give as much of a fair chance to everyone as possible, so to have a chance to continue watching my content no matter where or what or however I have to end up doing it. Because otherwise, the Twitch streams will have to be recorded videos. What I mean by that is, they'll be recorded videos when they hit here on YouTube. Much like most YouTubers do because of the difference between the platforms. So, I guess what I'm asking is, if you want to still watch the live streams straight up, I want everyone to chime in how accessible it is for y'all to be able to make your own. You don't have to make a stream account. You can just make a Twitch account just to watch videos, just like on YouTube. It's much the same in that fashion. You can either use it to stream, or you can just watch people's other streams that they do. So whether y'all have one, or if you can or can't make one, or if you know how, and if you don't know how, I can always also try to make a tutorial video on YouTube side for how to do that, for people who want to see the stream straight up that way as well, because this is the fastest alternative. Otherwise, I'd have to buy a Delgado, and I can't do that right now. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to get all my ducks in a row. I'm trying to not make sure I'm not making it confusing either. Currently a sleepless zombie. I have a Twitch account because of Darius and Prime. Okay, well, so you and Darius should be good. Farseer and you should be good. Prime will be good, and also welcome, Prime. Let's see. You said if you're gonna do it like that or not, you should get one of the cords to connect your PS4 to your PC. I'm glad you said it that way. PS4 to your PC to record and stream at the same time. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I need a Delgado, but that would be that's the long-term goal. But I can't do that at the moment, like right this moment. We would have to wait another, safely, probably 4 weeks. Before I could even try to do that. That's why I said the fastest option at the moment. This would just be in the beginning, just in case anyone doesn't have a Twitch account. I would record it on Twitch directly through the other platform that we're going to be doing it on, and then go to Twitch and do all the stuff that most YouTubers do, download the video, I would imagine, and then re-upload it to YouTube as a recorded video. it just cuts. That's just the only, like I said, the only downside would be everybody not seeing the live stream right as it's happening. But that'd only be in the beginning. Afterwards, I would find a way to properly do more towards, because like I said, and I don't mind having a Twitch. It's just, like I said, I'm a YouTuber, so always have been. It's because I started here first. If I had started Twitch first, it'd probably be different. But let's see. Also, laughing at Daria's creative deaths. Oh. Was that something he does on his channel? Like, creates, like, things in games or, like, hypothetical creative deaths. Alright, so I didn't know. It's like, does Darius, like, just watch videos, or does he actually have his own, like, channel? That'd be cool. But yeah, I just wanted to let everyone know that. That's the major update right now. I'm still not trying to spoil the surprise on what it is. That's why I'm saying other platform, even though probably anyone could guess it if they really thought about it. But yeah. Technical difficulties. Dying to an M3 Stewart and 2 M4s in a Tiger H1. I know Tigers are overrated, but I'm like... He was playing War Thunder and got baited into a trap. Sounds like it. I just like the fact he's like, I know what happened. He saw the Stewart, was like, dinner. And like as a tiger would. And chased it like an antelope. Goes around the corner. Yeah, it had 2 rhinos waiting for you. This is just hypothetical. Also, technically, I think there was an M4 called a rhino. But anyways, it's like, and the rhino's like, sup. Or elephants. I guess an elephant would be a good option too. And it's like, they're just like, sup. Yo, James! Sup, Art, not what I miss. I'm having technical difficulties streaming on the Surprise platform. It turns out it's not very YouTube friendly, James, so I'm gonna have to temporarily do an alternative by creating a Twitch account. And anyone who has a Twitch account will have to watch through that, and then I post the after recording of the stream to YouTube. That way everyone still gets to see it. It's going to be harder to get it. Sadly, some things will have to now be kind of degraded to each platform until I have a better option. So, yo, Tim King! Stewart shot him. He gave chase in the M. Yep. So yeah, essentially it was like it was like a real tiger seeing an antelope. This is just an example of any kind of animal chasing said antelope because like I'm gonna eat it, and then going around the corner and meeting up with 2 things it cannot fight. Well, at least not at that range. It's like ah! Yo, Nathan, welcome. Sorry, I couldn't see it for some reason that there. My phone went weird. There we go. Tried to darken out on me. So I was right. You were right, James. So was Tam King. Tam King said it too. I was just hoping they had changed it without saying what the platform is. That they had made it more user-friendly for YouTubers on there, but I kind of get why it probably isn't, because YouTube's more prominent on here. So, like I said, I'm throwing out hints. The first Sherman took out his gun, and it was a slow and painful death. I've had that happen in War Thunder too many times. Not as a tiger necessarily always, but yeah. Yeah. I haven't played recently, like I said. I've been obsessed with Gundam. But, yeah, I still remember that kind of pain, of painful, slow death in War Thunder. Because they'll be like, gunner. Or, technically, sometimes the gun itself, like in this case, gun. Then gunner. Then driver. Then everyone else. Because there's not much left after that. They'll insta-kill you. They won't insta-kill you. Depends on how many crew, I guess. But Let's see, why Christmas tree there? I always have a Christmas tree in the background. It's been there since the beginning of the channel, pretty much. Actually, maybe a little after, but pretty much the beginning of the channel. I've always had that tree back there. He's lucky to deal with those three and... What? And not end up like his team. I mean, that still could pretty bad, but yeah, I can see that. Let's see, but yeah, I've always had the tree in the background, Nathan. Let's see, and I am doing pretty good also, Nathan. I forgot to answer your question, my bad. And we'll see, welcome Tam King, and let's see. So, to reiterate now that everyone's kind of in chat as well, our option for the other platform, I can't do Dr. Evil quotes, I don't have hands. Just imagine I have hands. On the other platform, that's our shortest option at the moment is to go stream it on the Twitch side and then re-upload to YouTube for now. This is just to let everyone know, because I am going to create the account. I don't know if I'll get to do it today. I'll have to see, because I have to make one, and I've never made one yet. But once I do, it'll either be tonight when I'll get to do the stream, if I get to do it tonight, or we'll end up doing it tomorrow after me, Tam King, and James do Avengers. So we can do that. So, because I want to get back into that now that someone's out. James gets to become king. Merry Christmas! Thank you thank you, Nathan. Yes, Merry Christmas. I don't really hold it up to the trees because it's a Christmas tree. It's just I like the lights on it. I just like the color black and purple put together and the white. It kind of, if you notice, fits the Guardian Course color scheme. It's the best way I can do it with what I have. As you can see, there's some gold hidden in there. Not in the tree, but in the room. In certain spots, there's white, purple, black. I just realized something I'm not going to say. Oops. Probably should have moved that, but we're not going to point attention to it. And then Tam King's like, all hail the tree. That's good. Thank you, Tam King. Thank you. Creating a Twitch is pretty straightforward. I figured it was, James. It's probably not much different than the YouTube one. I just gotta do it and then link it to the platform. On a hillside, every tank at the crack. Oh wait, hold on, I missed something. Oh, on let's see, 4 SA-50s on a hillside, every tank in sight. I can't wait to have an SA-50 one day in that game. They're really good for sniping, unlike most of the Shermans. Because even the 76 sometimes drops off when it fires from a distance, even though I don't think it's supposed to go. But anyways, the SA-50, because of its velocity, it's just like, it's still 75 technically. Make the Christmas tree green and have it change, and have it change to purple at random times. It's a good idea, James. I don't have a way of doing that right now, but it's not bad. It's a good idea. All I got is my light strip in the background. Right now, all I can do to even try to make a effects with that right now would be this. Give me a second. Like that. That's the best I can do at the moment. I can't, but I don't have a way of it going only between those colors right now. I don't have an advanced light strip enough for that. I would need one with a phone app to do that, which there are some I've seen. But they're not cheap. But like I said, a lot of this I'm gonna upgrade as we go on. Once I get to a certain point, because like I said, right now I'm more worried about the weekly stuff I'm taking care of in IRL at the moment, trying to get my other job going. So that way, I can, as I save up in the background and take care of stuff that needs to be taken care of first, this will allow me to kind of slowly but surely upgrade things. So, let's see. The tanks in the cap are mostly H1 and Panther Ds, and a poor Stug. Let's see, no, I remember that one. But yeah, that's a good idea, James. Good idea, though. I'll have to remember that one. Because we are missing a bit of green. And so... the tanks in the gap are... Oh, no, I read that. Sorry. But I thought I saw that update. But yeah, that's what my plan is. I'm gonna quickly create a Twitch account, see if we can stream tonight. I'm hoping. I really do want to show something off tonight. I'm gonna be hella nervous, just to let you guys know, because even though I'm already a streamer, this is gonna be weird for me streaming on a different platform because I'm so used to YouTube at this point, like just instinctually, because I've been through its quirks and everything it has. And mine. So, with it, this is gonna be real weird. Let's see. I'm missing blue. I need a good blue. Oh, you're missing a blue? Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, you for your background? That'd be cool, James. I agree. From what I've seen of your background, what you've been doing with it, that'd be a good offset. I like, yeah. Are you trying to do red and blue? You should just do purple. No, I'm just kidding. I was messing with you, bro. Let's see. I can't fully blame them for the SA-50 massacre because they got me as well. When an IS-1 got shot down in the matter of seconds, there's no hope. That is a good point. Have y'all seen the new, yeah, I have seen that, Tam King. It looks freaking amazing. And I haven't really seen many games based on Wukong that well, either, in video gaming. This is gonna be interesting. It's like its own, I don't want to say, it's not that, it's its own thing, but it does give off, in its own way, kind of God of War feels. I'm just gonna say now. It gives off like hella God of War feels. And so, even though it is its own thing, it does look amazing though, Tab King. That's something I'll probably get at some point too. You see, purple serves me, I don't serve it. Purple serves me. That's great. Oh man. Hey Alex. That's good. It's my man. But what was I saying? But yeah. That's what I'm gonna do this afternoon. But I decided to do a vlog first to give y'all a heads up because I didn't want to just make one without all y'all knowing that this was happening. Because how would y'all know I even was doing anything otherwise? Other than, like, any randoms also we might get there new, maybe too, I don't know. And, oh, hello, Memo. There's my, Doom Cat. He's up here, checking things out. Don't knock anything off. Thank you. If he knocks off the camera, we may have to call it, but he's just exploring right now. Can we have our cat segment? Well, you almost did inadvertently because he like I said, he's his own Loki. Oh man, sometimes especially when he's mad, it can be very. I'm gonna cause chaos. Let's see. Darius died to the SA-50s. So they got everybody, it sounds like then. But see, the dragon fight was amazing. It was. That's why I said it gives off like so many. And I love it for that. I won't hate on it for that. That's why I said to me it gives me those good old God of War feels, but in like really awesome graphics with a cool character and a really badass mechanics. It looks like that, but. At least I hope. That's what I'm saying. I'm excited about that game. I've probably watched that trailer a couple times, along with several others now that have been coming out. I've watched that new Marvel trailer a couple times now. Because I'm like, I want to know what this game is now. Is it a hack and slash third person shooter with like tactical elements? Or is it a actual turn-based tactical thing since it's made by the people who make a certain game? And I'm like, either one's fine with me. Especially since we're going to have interactions with the characters, we'll get to have different specific, like all kinds of crazy heroes we get to see, and hopefully in that game. I've already seen quite a few that have been kind of neglected for a while. And so, which I'm happy for. Especially one of them. Yeah, there's a lot of Chinese mythology creatures us in the West don't usually see or hear about. Has a lot of potential for new stories and mechanics in video games. I agree, Tab King, I agree. That's why I'm like, when I see a actual new concept happen, that does excite me. Because it's like, if you're going to maintain the game you're doing, that's fine. But just don't expect it to, after a certain point, win any bells or whistles unless you're going to be certain companies. But, you know, we'll not mention them. But either way, when you actually make a new concept, and something brand new comes of birth in a video game, that's usually the best thing. And it don't matter whether it's perfectly graphical either. Whether it's an indie game up to a AAA title. That really does help. Like, that's why I said that kind of excited me more than, even though I am excited when they do finally release the next one, the next actual God of War at some point, to continue it on. I feel like, no offense, I am kind of slightly more excited about the Wukong game. Because it is a fresh perspective. So, let's see. He changed the cap. Wait, he charged the cap in the Tiger E and died. And then James said, I hate to say it, but bring out the R3. Or not. Any hope for a Panther A against that shooting range? Absolutely not. Because all they're going to have to do is hit him in the cheek of the turret. He's done. If it don't kill him, it's going to wound him so bad he can't fight back. So, nope. Not against that many SA-50s. They all have the velocity of basically a minute. Like I said, I joke about it, but legit, it's a minute. It feels like a miniature railgun. So, and I've been killed by that in my Panthers before. So that's why I said it's really, and that's one of them. If they're really good at aiming, chances are he's dead in an instant. Might survive one shot if he's lucky, depending on how good they are. Because if they're aiming for his body, there's still a good chance they may kill him, but it's going to be less likely than guaranteeing that cheek. Because they can break his barrel, or they can break his barrel and give him a slow death if they aim properly too. Just like they gave the targets. Because it does happen to the German tanks a lot. Pretty sure there's an M18 up there too. No, yeah, that's death. if the team is not working together to try to get them out of their little nest that they've set up for defense-wise, and that's even in kind of like Gundam, because that kind of happens in Gundam sometimes too, depending if there's supports on the team or not. There's not much you can do because it takes a team effort to fight a good organized team. That's any multiplayer game. So, yeah, I doubt they're gonna make it through that. They probably already lost. I imagine it's probably past tense. That's happening right now. But the chances of getting through that, unless someone flanks or a squad somehow works together to break up their formation and distract them enough to get the whole team into better positions. Yeah. Let's see. Tempting. They need to add the hover tanks from Battlefield 4 to War Thunder. Give it long enough, it may happen. If War Thunder continues into the future years of now, like literally like years from now, we're gonna see like some crazy stuff in War Thunder at some point. Because real life will be kind of that at some point, it feels like. It's like, just give War Thunder long enough. Who knows? I mean, they put that concept actual railgun / cloaking tank in the game temporarily for you to earn back during that event, so... What are you doing under Alex? They need to add the SA-50 Stronger's brother. No. No. I mean, I would play it, but no. It's a double-edged sword I'm getting off there, but no. I mean, I like I said, it's those kind of things. Is like, it's ironic because those kind of things are double-edged swords. Because could they balance it enough where it wouldn't be retardedly OP? Damn it. It kills me that you crawl under the chest drawer like that. Let's see. It's over for them. The Ace Tiger is dead. AKA the tiger who was the top of the leaderboard. Oh, yeah, it's over. Hey, Arnott, did you see Elon Musk's new robot helpers he plans to release by 2025? Yeah, I did. I'll admit it's good, but at the same time, yeah, exactly, Tam. It's so even though we're gonna put it as a joke for now because you never know what may happen. It may not be as bad as we think, but so either it's Matrix or Terminator now. Which is it gonna be? Nah, that's a joke. Like I said, I'm joking about it at the moment. You never know. Maybe we'll handle it better than we think. Good, my army has arrived. Oh, I like that one, James. That was a good one. Good, my army's arrived. Oh, God. Oh, God. Although, worryingly, he said they will be designed. Hold on, I think it autocorrect. This is something I'm reading this wrong. I'm gonna have to read it as I think it said. Although, worryingly, he said they will be designed that a human can overpower it if needed. Uh-oh. So that one, so once again, I mean, he's doing, kind of, I will say it does kind of, yeah, because that kind of worries me, because it's like, does that mean your program doesn't have the basics of what the laws of robotics should be at this point, if we're going to go this far in robotics? It's like, that's... Because if he's literally speaking that he's making it overpowerable, it means it can go wrong and try to choke you, I guess. Which is worrisome. Yeah, I agree. But that's why I said, like, I know we're referencing a little bit of sci-fi, but at this point, we're actually at that point where this part's not really science fiction anymore. There literally needs to be a program that's the actual laws of robotics, that governs these things if we're going to do this. At least until we decide, or if we decide, we're going to give them sentience. And if we do that, we can't have them be helpers anymore. We're going to have to be people. And I hope we're ready as that as a society. We're barely handling each other. Just saying. So, it's a bit, see, as far as some technologies, good. As far as this might be a little rushed, but we'll see. We'll see how far, it won't be till 2025, but that's only, what? It's 2021 now, that's 4 years. So, I don't know. It's, like I said, I hope it works. Because it could help. But, it's like I said, we still have issues as a society dealing with each other. As people, as humans. Throw robots into the mix and then who knows what happens. Well, that's a little... Let's see. We have a deadlift of 150 kilos and carry 45 pounds. Well, that's true for most people, yeah. But, like, I also want to point out how... That means I can't have one, because what could I do if it went wrong? Even though I would... No offense, some cases, this could help people in my situation at the beginning. But, like I said, if it's got to have some safety ring, because without it, if it's just, oh, you can overpower it, like, look at me, do I look like I can do that? So, I mean, realistically, I may make a lot of jokes and play around a lot, but as far as, like, literally, I mean... So... Let's see, Farseer said 60mm hypersonic cannon on a Sherman. What could go wrong? Jesus. Well, M60 SA-60 got a 60mm hypersonic cannon that can and will ruin everyone. Yeah, because I can imagine the velocity is ridiculous. So, and velocity really is everything at the end of the day when it comes to normal static ballistics. So, but I still feel like that might be a bit OP though in War Thunder. People might get a lot mad at that tank. Because then everybody would just play it, kind of like they somewhat do the R3, but the R3 is easily killable if you catch it early, because it has to flank you to truly kill you, unless you're another light tank. So, it's more balanced. Still has issues, but it's way more balanced than that would be. They will mainly be used for dangerous jobs and jobs humans don't like. Oh, so Matrix, got it. Oof. 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 That's... Yeah. Like I said, right now it probably won't be an issue because they're probably just going to run on basic programming, basic whatever, but... Like I said, this is a slippery slope at this point. But all of this is going to be. It's like we've talked about in a previous vlog about stuff like this. All of this is going to be a slippery slope no matter what. So it really just depends on our choices at the end of the day and how we treat everything. We'll see when we get to that point, I guess, to put it is the best way to put it. Because, like, there's no way to predict it. It could easily be that maybe we end up proving ourselves wrong. Maybe we end up coming to terms with each other sooner, making peace with each other sooner, and then end up realizing it's not just our lives that matter either, and then maybe end up giving them their own. And then that way would be much better, because then it would be, they could come into life in peace. I don't know if that'll happen. It could, and then sadly, the off turntable could be realistically Matrix. Not literally the Matrix, but how we treated them in the Matrix. Have you ever seen the Animatrix? That kind of shows the backstory of what happened before Zion, before the Machine City, before all that. I recommended this to Tam King. I also recommend this to anybody if you haven't seen it by now, because it's pretty old anime at this point. It's a really good gap-filling episodic thing. It covers different perspectives every episode. It's not like a continuation series type thing. It's more like, kind of like how they did the Halo animes. Each one is taking place from a different perspective. Although in this case, they're all canon and all a part of what happened actually in the Matrix universe. So they're a good way to see what went on. And that's kind of what happened in the Animatrix with robots. They had the jobs nobody wanted, the dangerous jobs. And then and as we made them more sentient, we didn't give them better rights. We just kept them in those dangerous jobs. We kept them in the ones nobody wanted. And when you give something the equality and, sentience as a life form, well, just like everyone else would want, and does want, it's going to want its own freedoms as well. It's going to want its own choices, its own equalities, which it deserves as a living creature. And the issue would become where humans would probably start, just like we do now against each other, no offense, is discrimination would kick back up again if that were the case. We would see it as, robots don't deserve a life. They're not really living, even though that is a very naive thing to say, because who's to say that after a certain point? Because we don't know nothing about how the soul or how a living creature gets sentience or how this sentience works. We don't know that. So, who's to say we can say that or have the right to say that? That's why I said that's where the Matrix led. And then the war started between the machines and the humans. Humans launched the nukes in that universe and blotted out the sun, trying to destroy their power source because the robots run on solar in that universe. But ended up killing off themselves mostly. And the machines ended up doing what we know in Matrix, using humans as batteries inside the Matrix. So, in a way, we helped the machines win. All we did was slow them down, because we were still kept that, at least in that universe. Not realistically, I don't know. Like I said, there's no way we would know. But in that universe, we kept our pride. And we're like, no, we're gonna blot out the sun because it's the quickest way to kill them, and they're taking over our world. And I'm like, how is that logical? And I'm like, that's literally just greed at that point in that universe. Oh, we're better than the robots, we should always win. Depends on who's actually treating who, what way. Like I said, so. But yeah. Let's see, I can see industries embrace them as free labor, resulting in a lot. Yeah, and that's also something. And that also happened in the Animatrix, which I'll get to that after I read the rest of chat. Yeah, that's a lot of good points, Tam King. Those are all really good points. Let's see, just watch Spookston, he basically improved the tank. He didn't mod it, a friend did. Oh, nice! That's cool. I like when people make things a lot more realistic, but also fair in the game. Because sometimes developers do miss the margin a bit. But anyway, let's see. If they give this thing its Sabo rounds, every Tiger and Tiger 2 armor will be worthless. Yep. Yes, it will. Yes, it will, Farseer. And then say, if it costs people's jobs, I can see us going all Detroit, become human. Yeah, see, that's the same thing. Well, it also happened in, I was going to get to that. Detroit Become Human's another good example of what could happen. It's actually another prime example. Terminator's the least example, because Terminator's a little bit more old-fashioned sci-fi, not slapstick, I don't know, there's no word for it. It's more like over-the-top action sci-fi style. Where if you look at Detroit Become Human or Animatrix, they're more realistic in terms of what actually would have probably happened. Because Animatrix also had that happen. the robots were given jobs, all the rest of the jobs, because they were more efficient at it. But in this case, I will say Detroit's the closest. Because that alternative part makes most sense. Especially if we are already throwing them into jobs we don't want. At some point, companies may see this as, well, that's also cheaper to have to do that because I don't have to pay it a minimum wage, which is really bad, by the way. That's not good. And then humans, out of anger, losing their jobs because they worked for those jobs and trying to maintain their families and all this and all that, won't have a chance against that, like Tam King was iterating. And then we'll start, and then out of anger, much like most things are sadly produced, we'll end up attacking them, mistreating them, hurting them, different things will happen, and then cause and effect on the other side of the bill. Someone that doesn't want this to happen, does care about these situations, because there's always two sides. In real life, unlike movies, there's always two sides. There's never this or that, or this or that, or this or that. There's always two sides. So, on the off side of this will also produce a cause and effect of someone who does care about what's happening to these robots will create a way for them to protect themselves. And then, boom, 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 down the hill we roll into chaos and just war, sadly, probably at that point because of mistreating, because of greed in the beginning. Because that is where it stems from at the beginning. It's the, how can I get away with as cheap as possible and make as much money for myself? And that's the biggest weakness as humans we have. So, as people. And that leads to the others. But yeah, Detroit Become Human's a super good example. Let's see. Those robots took us to court at the end of the war, and it wasn't a fair trial. AI has a chance of causing a civil war. That's why I'm saying, like, Detroit Become Human is the best example. Let's see. Because there's many different endings I've seen in that game on YouTube, because sadly I've never got to play it myself. I missed my buck to get into that game when I did, kind of. And it does take a lot to get all the different endings, because you have to do so many different choices and different pathings, because it does have a few. And a ton of them do kind of always end up where, because of the humans meddling and them trying to hurt the machines because of something they didn't do, other humans did in the beginning, always ends up with the humans losing in most of the endings. Some less horrible for them in the losing that battle, others more so. It depends on the ending you get. So, and then there's the true, actual, equal ending, which is the hardest one to get, where both sides win. I can imagine that was a pain to get in that game. Self-replicate? No, wait, hold on. What did James say? Let's see. In my opinion, build robots that self-replicate and self-reproduce. Kill all humans. We are the greatest and heartless people. We destroy the earth and people. We'd better and people. We'd be better as a diplomat hive mind. Damn. Tam King said, self-replicate? No, James, there will be... No, that's what he wants, Tam King! People who care about the machines will probably try to make laws to protect them, making the people who hate them angry, and then cycle gets worse and worse. Yeah, exactly. It's cause and effect. Just like in the decisions you make in Detroit Become Human. That's why I said it is the pinnacle. I almost forgot about it, actually. I'm glad Tam King brought it up. It is the pinnacle of the example of what could happen. Better than, more so than all the rest that's come before it. Either robots or a diplomatic hive mind is better than humans. I mean, yes and no. I mean, if you don't want to be an individual, yeah, sure, I guess, as far as the diplomatic hive mind. I don't know. It's a double-edged sword, though. Because humans are capable of great kindnesses as well. It's just sadly it seems that they don't choose that half the time. But, so that's why I said we may surprise ourselves. That's what I'm hoping for. I am wholeheartedly hoping that we end up surprising ourselves and things go better than we think, and there'll be ways to get around these issues that may arise. Like, that's what I'm hoping. So, and I'm not even going to say realistically, though, because that could be realistically as well. At this point, anything can happen. We've gotten to that point where this is kind of why I'm kind of pulled myself away from certain things in science as well, because we're at that point in society where anything is possible. Anything is this. Anything is that. Because anything can be done. And anything could also destroy us. because if we don't do it properly, we're at that point in society where it's just we've hit that wall. We've hit that wall as a species where whether it be we're talking about medical, robotics, media. I mean, look at how good YouTube has advanced over the years. Twitch. Hello.
Oh, shoot. On both screen.
Whether it be YouTube, Twitch, or anything technologically is superly advanced, like, quite hard. So that's why I said, like, who knows? What's up?
Just needed to let you know I'm going out with Barbara at 4:30. Apparently she broke up with her partner.
Okay.
And she needs somebody to talk to.
Okay, that's fine. Alright, call me if you need me. But, that is fine. Let's see, let me read chat again. Although Elon's Neuralink could turn us into a hive mind. See, that's what I said. This is what I mean. Everyone thinks, I mean, no offense to anyone out there that still thinks, oh, you're sci-fi. You're talking about sci-fi. No, we're not. At this point, technology is capable of any of this. And going in any of these directions. That's why I'm not pointing in one direction, because now it would be foolish to say that. There is no, this is truth, this is not, this is this, or this is not. No, not anymore. Because anything is capable now. Well, maybe certain things are still a little bit out of our reach, but pretty much a lot of it is opened up to where sci-fi isn't so sci-fi anymore. I'm going to give a big shout out to another YouTube channel. This alone should show you that we as humans are so innovative that nothing is impossible anymore. If you ever want to see an example of this, watch the Hacksmith channel if you've never seen it. James knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. And those guys have to run on what their company's budget has as a starting up company. And all the people involved in it, along with the main dude himself. Like, they've made so many crazy, awesome creations with what they have to work with right now. Making certain things seem, wow, that's not as unheard of as we thought, is it? No, it's not. It's just, we're not quite to that leap of moment. Plus, once again, they don't have the budget like, a government system would to make certain technologies, or Elon would, and stuff like that. So if you think about what they're capable of doing with a smaller budget compared to someone like Elon or a government system, that should put that in perspective. That if these awesome dudes are capable of doing this with this, think about someone who has 10 times that amount of capable of resources. Because that's all it really is at the end of the day. What resources do you have available to you to do these things? So, and it's getting less and less for some of these bigger boys, like I said, Elon and certain others, to have less access to these things, to be able to do these things. So, which, like I said, it's good and bad. Because it could also, like I said, it's, who knows? There's millions of paths that could happen now. We're basically Marvel now. Not literally. I'm just making a joke. But it's like, Kang's dead. Who knows? Also, I saw your video you sent me, Prime. I don't know if you're still in chat. I agree. I thought about that too. I'm like, why do you have it so... I even said it watching the video. Why do you have it so cold in here, Strange? Almost like you're used to it being hot. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, see, I don't think, what's his name from another channel I want to give a shout out because I love these channels and watch them all the time, New Rockstar. I don't think he was wrong. I think he was on to something more than he thinks. With another thing, he had a hunchback way back when with a certain thing in Wanda. I don't think he was wrong. Because, certain other witch at the end said, you don't know what you just unleashed. Mm-hmm. 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 I'm happy though, because this does mean, if this is true, and they do end up keep going with this, and it looks more and more like that, because there's more and more people starting to see these subtle hints. And being that also the thing that happened with Kang as well, anything's possible. So I'm like I said, I'm both excited both about so many things, but also, you know, how chaotic things can be also with us as people and humans. Also a bit nervous. Now I wouldn't, maybe a bit scared. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. Not like fearful scared, just more about like, oof. I hope we know what we're doing. Oh man. I mean, even in genetics, I'm going to say this as a wholehearted joke, but even genetic side of things, even though robotics are more likely as a thing to happen, even in genetics, if you look at genetics and how far they've become, me and Tamke were talking about this, and so was James and I think Prime talked about this too, is hell at this point, even Xenos hypothetically could be created. Not necessarily the full version yet, but who knows? I could be wrong on that. I'm just being very open-minded. I could be that it actually is possible now. I hope not. Even though I make a lot of jokes, that we don't. I'd rather have the robots. At least with the robots, there's a chance of us at least having the Matrix alternative. Maybe we get preserved in a weird digital landscape as humans. With Xenos, there's only one way out. It's either they die, we die. And so, it's like, that's a lot more final, and I don't want that. That's why I said I'd rather have the robots in that case. Let's see, synths are definitely the far easier. Wait, what did you say? Or not. Let's face it, biological synths are the final frontier of AI. Because after that, what can be considered human after that? That's a good point. It's a good point. And then Tam King iterated further. Synths are definitely the future. If we want to explore space, we're going to need synths or genetically modified humans. Well, we also talked about that too, which this is all once again all hypothetical, anyways. No matter, and there's a million different ways we could end up doing this, but it is the most likely, I will say. But we also talked about it's also the engine thing and having a proper energy source to create proper spaceships that can travel faster than light and stuff. Because like I said, at this point, I want to iterate, if any of the rest of this is possible, and I'm literally not joking at this point. I know it sounds kind of crazy, and maybe scary, but we have to realize we're getting to that point in the society. It is 2021. We're only 20 years from it being 2041. That's quite a big a stretch in between there. And also, as technology gets more advanced, it advances faster. In all fields, no matter what it is. So, like, anything, the sky's the limit for either progress or horrible destruction, sadly. Depending on how we handle it, no matter what we choose. Because no matter, the choice isn't the problem, it's how we, it's like, I'll say it again. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. Because the how is what determines the fate and the outcome of a cause and effect thing. More though than the what. The what is just the start. The how is the middle. And then the do is the end. How do? Let's see. Humans of the future will either be genetically modified or biochemical or both. What's human anymore? Yeah, that's a good point too. Like I said, any of this is possible. Us humans, let's see, James said, oh, I accidentally went too far. Weirdly, I just saw your video on our battle trailer on Crossout pop up. Wait, really? That's weird. Weird coincidence. That's strange. I didn't know. I wonder if it's because I'm doing an older a vlog and I don't do them that often. I don't know. YouTube can be weird in how I suggest things sometimes. Unless that video is getting a lot of clicks all of a sudden. If that's so, maybe I need to go back to Crossout. But, who knows? I wouldn't mind playing some more Crossout. I just don't have the money to get what I want. Not yet. Us humans are too squishy and don't live long enough to explore spaces. Well, yeah, and slow spaceships, I agree. That's why we would need a better engine style. But once again, that's not guaranteed. It's also just as likely, like you said, Tam King. We could either go cryo chamber technology, synthetics, like Weyland Yutani. Gosh forbid. Because then it's like, what else comes with that? But anyways, but no, yeah, synthetics or being able to genetically modify just normal humans to become like Captain America, live for, not forever, but like hundreds of years longer. There's so many alternatives that can happen that could end up creeping up on us. Or we could end up, like I said, or we could end up going Star Trek and make faster than light engines and end up getting warp-like technology and being able to travel that way, and then that wouldn't affect us timeline-wise because it would be fast enough that it wouldn't matter. But because energy is the biggest problem with that right now, I don't see us going for that right now. Sadly, because of how we've handled things thus far, I do agree with Tam King on this. The most likely at the moment is sadly more of corporational style of building synths or genetically modifying humans and this and that, or even cryo chamber technology where people kind of like Andromeda or in Alien, I keep having to use that example, have to stay asleep during the journey in suspended animation, or so they don't age and the cells don't age. Either way, though, there is a problem with that, though. The problem with that, though, is when you do that alternative, the crew who goes on the ship has to stay on the ship. There's no way they could come back to Earth and still have the same family, have the same people. Everyone would have aged, and they wouldn't have. So that's the issue with that technology. But if they're willing to stay out permanently on that ship or go out to a colony or migrate to a new world, much like Mass Effect Andromeda did, just not maybe that extreme, like to Mars, for example, or something like that, or blah-blah-blah-boo. Just examples. They would never be able to come back. Not with that kind of style of technology. That's why I do think at some point we will have fast enough ships. It's just, will we get to that point before we do other alternatives before that may affect us in other ways. I don't know. Like I said, who knows? No matter what we do, I just hope we do it right. I don't care what we do. Like I said, the what's not the problem. It's how. Only thing with FTL drives is you travel, say, 5 years at speed of light and return to Earth more than years would have been. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why we need something faster than that. Because we can't travel at the speed of light and expect to come back. It won't work like that. We have to be fast enough to move through space and within a short amount of time. I gave Tam King an example for this. This isn't literal example. This is just a easy example for people that, aren't into the science thing. Because it's going to take a lot more than what I'm about to say to do this. This is why I say what Tam King is thinking is more likely, especially at first. Because without a proper energy source, none of that's possible. The energy sources we are running off right now cannot sustain that kind of power. We'd blow up. We would blow up. But the example I gave Tam King is that at some point it would be like riding a bike to the gas station down the road from you, or riding a car down the road from you. It's the utensil you're using that's the issue, but once again, power is a big problem. So, without it, at the moment, robotics, genetics, and all that are our most likely opportunities. Because those are more within our reach currently as a society. We've already advanced in those a ton. Maybe more so than we probably should. But technically, like I said, faster than light travel is possible, but not necessarily right now. Because the concept has been proven that it could be done. It's just, there's no way to do it for us. We do not have a power source for it. It would require something very substantial. Like, I hate to say it, short of a literal warp core. And I don't know what concept you'd have to put that in real life using things we have now to even make that possible. But it's like I said, that's the least likely at the moment. We probably won't see even anything like that, even suggested, I'm going to say for another 10, 20 years. Because it's not a viable thing to worry about unless we're going to use it for other means as well, like power in cities and stuff like that, like stuff on Earth. And that's why I don't see us doing that right now. I just don't. Not realistically. If you would, it would have to be wormholes to go back and forth over large distances in space to avoid the time differences. Well, not necessarily. Once again, Tam King, like I said, I have no way to explain this right now, and that's the sad part about this. I know right now, according to science, it does say this is impossible. It's technically not. It's just we haven't discovered the means to do it yet. We have hypotheticals, but that's all they are. And that's why I say I agree with you on this, Tam King, that the most likely thing is genetic modification or synthetic. Even though, like I said, those are very, very dangerous technologies to try to go with, because those could affect us as a species directly as well. So, it's like I said, but realistically, it's probably what we're going to do versus what I said. Because we don't even have the means to even study something like that right now, other than the Hadron Collider. I think I called it the right thing. The thing that studies like the Higgs boson particle and all that. Other than that, we don't really have a way of truly studying that kind of tech. We don't. So, realistically, because of not only resources, but society and personality and how we are as a people at the moment, I think that would be so hard for us to do that we'd end up destroying ourselves just trying to do it. Now, kind of like, this is also a sci-fi example. Kind of like there's an episode in Star Trek where they find a society who is trying to do the same thing as Earth did with building their warp drive, but with a much more dangerous energy source. Ended up destroying their entire planet. And that's why I'm saying, like, the power that's needed is impossible at the moment. At the moment. But, once again, I still see synths, I keep saying it wrong, or genetic modification, much like Tam King does and everyone else does, as sadly probably what we're going to do first. And once again, it's not the what, it's the how. If we do this properly, who cares? As long as we don't lose who we are in the process. That's the only issue I have with this. Like, as long as we don't forget, as a people, what it means to be individuals, if you get what I mean, as humans. Even if we change over the years, as long as we get to keep our individuality and get to be the people we choose to be, no matter what we end up being, that's the biggest issue with this. Otherwise, most of it's, the sky's the limit. It's like, it's the issue of, can we do this without destroying who we are? That's my biggest problem with it. Otherwise, I'm fine with it. Synthetic less so, genetic modding more so. I'm okay. I know that seems a bit double-edged sword because both are dangerous, but I'd much rather have an enhanced human than a robot. Because then it's still human, just stronger. It's Captain America. So, but I do wholeheartedly agree with you, Tam King. Speaking of teleportation, did you know that the M1A2 Abrams can fit through a Stargate with room to spare? Why didn't Stargate command flex an Abrams through the gate? That's actually a good point. If you look at the technology the Gaul and all them had in Stargate, wasn't that much better than what we had. Sure, they were spacefaring more than we were, but I'm like, I still think an Abrams would have killed them. Like their infantry and some of their vehicles, and I'm like, yeah, just bring in Abrams. I never really knew that. That's hilarious. So according to science, you would need the power of a black hole to travel FTL. You're right. No, I agree, Tam King. That's why planets are destroyed doing that. That's why I don't think that's viable. I don't agree we should try that right now. That's why I agree with you, Tam King, on most likely synth genetic modification. Because you are correct. And I also want to point in concept. We don't have time to go into the specs, because also I don't want to make myself look too geeky right now. That's essentially what a warp drive is. It is a plasma-based, as far as concept is concerned, once again, this is just in concept, it is a plasma-based constricted wormhole inside of a generator. That is the simplest terms I can put it in without literally going over the specs that are hypothetically could be real. This is just according to Star Trek, of course, I'm not talking about literally real. I'm talking about certain things that they use as concepts in real life to help make it seem real, to make it where it could be possible in the future, because a lot of this tech is eventually based probably on science fiction, like we were talking about, Tam King. But I guess you are correct. You would need something so powerful, either that of something like the sun, a black hole, or something along those lines. Dark matter. All of these could literally destroy the planet. Kind of like how Doc Ock was trying to... This is a weird example. Kind of like how Doc Ock was trying to create that miniature sun in Spider-Man 2. Yeah, could literally destroy the planet. So, that's why I don't see that as what we're doing anytime soon, of any of the sorts. Right now it's going to be mostly adaptation through either syntho or genetics. We're either going to Captain America-ify or Iron Man? I don't know. I'm sure you could squeeze a jet fighter through the stuff. Oh, I missed something. Sorry, James. Wait. Why did your message get retracted? Why did you... What? Which one? No, hold on. That cross-out battle trailer video has close to 300 views. That's not bad. That's not bad. Thank you, James. I did miss that. My bad. That's not bad. It's getting up there. It ain't the Stellaris videos, but, I mean, for me, that's amazing. So, okay. We might do some cross-out then come next weekend. We might want to get back into some cross-out then. Try some new builds and stuff. I'll have to try to see if I can, down the road, put a little bit into it here and there, so I can start building my creations, and recreate the ones you've helped me build as well, James. So, but I like that. It says, let's say you missed James' comment on crossout. They can deploy a U.S. armor brigade through the gate and murder the ghouls. They could. If you send them in one at a time, they're not going to die immediately if they don't know where the gate is. Especially if they've secured the gate as the reinforcement point already. They could just feed reinforcements through the gate. Like, tank, jet, tank, jet. Or something like that. Or, depending on what they need, jet, tank. Who knows? Like Tam King said, hell, you could probably squeeze a jet fighter through a Stargate. You probably could. There are some gates that are also bigger than others, too. So if they knew where to get to them... That's why I don't think that fight was as one-sided as people like to say. Because I want to point out things that look like M90s, or not M90s, what are they? Why am I forgetting this gun's name? P90. Their guns look like P90s and M16s and M4s. Yet they're still able to penetrate the Ga'ul's armor. So I'm like, yeah, the Ga'uls aren't as advanced as they make themselves seem. So, if that had been a real spacefaring race, we'd have shot at them, they'd laughed, and turned us to dust. in that series. Let's see. And what I mean by that, a real advanced one. If they're like us, like if they're kind of close to us, then hey, yeah. Then it's just all fair and love and war. I hate to say that. But, oh man, human tendency. Let's see, Bradley would be a Ga'ul's worst nightmare. It would, yes it would. Because it's anti-personnel, it's anti-air, it's everything. It's a multi-purpose vehicle for a reason. That actually probably would be the best bet you could deploy to against the Ga'ul, would be the Bradleys. Because the Ga'ul don't really have anything in the way of heavy armor, to be said, that I remember. I might be forgetting something, but I don't think they really have any, like, heavy tanks like Covenants and stuff do from, like, Halo or something. So, to be honest, the Bradley may be all you need. Let's see. I would like to see the look on their face staring down the barrel of an Abrams. Right? They're like, what is that? Boo! Takes out like a whole platoon of Ga'ul. They're like, what's going on? Our weapons aren't working on it as well. Because they could probably take a couple shots from the energy weapons that the Ga'ul wield. Hell, the energy shots they wield don't technically even blow up humans. So would it really affect an Abrams? Realistically? And so it's like... Bradley can carry troops, exactly. That's why I said Bradley would be the best option. Bring in the troops all at once through the gate, bring in a multi-purpose support vehicle with them at the same time, secure the gate's entrance with that unit, and then bring in the rest. Bring in the nukes. No. Oh, no. Weren't Ga'ul just human hosts using alien tech? Without the tech, they died just as easy. Yes. Well, no. Wait, actually, that I don't remember. I think they're a human species from another planet. I don't think they're from Earth, but yes. essentially they are just humans with parasitic organisms that host to them that are the actual Gaul. Kind of like the Dax from Deep Space Nine in Star Trek. I forget what they're called. It's like a symbiosis type thing. So, let's see, Abrams' range will be a nightmare. It would be. Because they wouldn't be expecting something like that. Because it's like Tam King said, all they Gaul really were a parasitic life form that hosts to human life forms, style life forms, that uses alien technology that is developed to a certain extent, but is still very easily destroyed compared to other alien technologies that we see in other sci-fis. So, even Terminator. When Roth took his ring off, he was powerless. Yeah, like the Trill. Yeah, Trill, that's what it is, like the Trill from Star Trek. They're basically just using bodies to become an actual sentient creature. But the Gaul's tech isn't that impressive. That's why I said, realistically, I don't know why we didn't do that as humans too. If you think about how we are in real life, there's no way we wouldn't have done that. The real version of us would have brought armor with us. I hate to say that, but we still hold on to a lot of our warlike tendencies. So, you're not going to sit there and tell me that they don't have some armor in that base somewhere that they could have deployed with the commander and his team. That would have been a Gaul's worst nightmare. Yeah, or if he wanted to be an asshole. Or if we wanted to be an asshole. Yeah, no, bring in a missile artillery. That's why I made that joke. Bring in the nukes. Just wheels a nuclear launching device inside the gate. Because it's also the ironic thing is, that's not on Earth. So could we really put it past us that we wouldn't do this? That we would roll in a missile launcher that's loaded with IBM, whatever, nukes, miniature nukes, and just yeet them things at the Gaul main spaceships? And so it's like, An army would be deployed in a full-scale war. Yep. Especially after the initial, if you've ever seen, which movie was it? The series also has instances where this would have happened as well. There's a few occurrences throughout Stargate's series that there's no way humans would have declared war on the Gaul and sent an entire force through each of the gates. It's not like at that point we were really fighting each other anymore either. Because it is kind of established the world isn't at total peace, but there is a major military faction that kind of controls a lot. And it looks like it's based in the U.S. in that universe. But you bet we would. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like there's no way that we wouldn't have been at war with the Gaul in certain circumstances. Guaranteed. And also, there's something that kind of irks me about this that's kind of unrealistic about Stargate. We would have stolen their technology and made our own versions, too. And no offense to the Gaul, we're really good at making it into weapons. So, the Abrams becomes an alien Gaul-based tank. Want to know what that even looks like, to be honest. And our jets become that. They do have spaceship fighters and fighter-like spaceships. We make our jets improve with that technology as we take it. Yeah, it would be bad. Didn't the USA and Russia have a gate each in the series? They did. But they're kind of unified in their efforts from what... Early on, they're a little bit more separated because you get to see, I think, it's been a while since I've watched the whole series. But if I remember correctly, you get to see hints and crossovers of the two gates because you get to see both governments kind of putting their units into the Gaul's territory. This is also why, hypothetically, the humans would have waged war against the Gaul, because Russia also has a gate there. And if I remember correctly, you get to see hints and crossovers of the two gates because you get to see both governments kind of putting their units into the Gaul's territory. This is also why, hypothetically, the humans would have waged war against the Gaul, because Russia also has a gate there. You're talking about the two largest factions who don't like to have their metal tested. Yeah, no. And Britain probably would. And hell, even though the series doesn't establish this, there's no way Britain doesn't have one too. Guarantee there's one somewhere in Britain. Because according to the lore, Stargates are scattered across the worlds, all across different worlds, different stars, and multiple sometimes too. So the chances are Britain has one too. So this is why I say that. It just never established that. Pretty sure there would be photos of a T-90 obliterating Gauls in Russian propaganda. That's what I'm saying. There's no way two of the major factions, and then hypothetically saying more than likely Britain's probably got one too. Three of the major factions, if that hypothetical is true, wouldn't have immediately pushed for like invading and fighting back against the Gaul and bringing their tech back and sending their tech in to keep fighting the war and that started and that's sadly just human tendency. So, and Gaul tendency too, technically, because they're bird humans. Because much like a symbiote, just like Venom or the Trill, even though they work in very different ways, the symbiote always takes the personality or takes traits at some different levels of its host. This is why Carnage is a psycho killer, because technically he's born inside of Cletus Cassidy, which in the comic books, I think it is in the movies from what I've heard too. This means that Carnage took on full traits of Cletus, because Carnage didn't have a full sentience, because he wasn't his own symbiote until a piece of venom was broken off in the comic books. So this means he probably took almost 100% of Cletus's traits. So, which is hence why they work so well together, because he was born inside of Cletus Cassidy. So it's kind of the same thing. We would win. I do think, yeah, I agree, Farseer. I think we would win. Hello. I do think we would beat the Gaul at their own game, and with because our technology may be at least ballistically kind of primitive because it's only ballistic, but as far as energy weapons are concerned, they didn't really have any either. So technically, we would win in that kind of scenario, and then we, like I said, we would just take what they have and add it to ours. So through cultural assimilation. And war. So this means that our technology would skyrocket because of the Gaul. We would suddenly get Gaul-type spaceships, weaponry added on to what we already have, armor, all kinds of different things. So yep, nukes detonated and tech would be taken. Exactly. There would be so many things that would happen in that battle. Because we also wouldn't be held back as much either. This is also the danger of interstellar war, hypothetically, if it ever existed, for us as a humanity, is what holds us back from nuclear war on our planet is killing off each other and no one being left, right? What happens when it's not on your world? You start looking at that as, and that's kind of a problem, but that is an issue that will become of that type of conflict. It just comes with the territory, to be honest. Which sucks, but yeah, it's like, how could you convince our systems otherwise to say that that's not safe or something like we would normally do? Like, don't do it, it's not safe, it's not good. It's like, bull crud, we're fighting another planet. Let's see.
I'll be back.
Alright, call me if you need me. Let's see, we would put healthy war farms on the Gauls in the winter. Jeez. Yeah, I can see that too. it's just it's interesting to talk about these types of things. That's why I like discussing these types of things on vlogs too, because all of it's just hypothetical anyway. So where we end up doing, who knows at this point. We could end up surprising ourselves, like I said. I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, I hold to what Tam King said. Is I think the other things are most likely at the moment, but with the way things are going and how fast tech is moving now, just every day in general, who knows anymore? But I've enjoyed this talk. This has been a good one. Let's see. The Tam King said, a war between Earth and Mars colony is definitely going to happen at some point. See, I believe that. Zone of the Enders? If orbital frames become a thing, I'm becoming a pilot. I don't care. I know that sounds awful, but I'm becoming a pilot. It's like if Gundams became a thing. If either of those become a thing, I will find a way to have arms within reason and pilot an orbital frame. Because that is literally what Zone of the Enders is. War between Earth and Mars colony. Baron versus the Earth Federation. Oh, man. Plus the Gauls are hostile. There's no way we're taking it easy on them. That's true, too. Well, not all the Gauls are hostile. You do find out through Tilk and other... that there are clans that don't believe that they're gods. That they have realized that all this is a symbiosis between two creatures. They learn the scientificness of it. They're not blinded by the heretical or I don't know the right word. I don't want to say the wrong word and make some people angry because it is kind of compared to certain other beliefs as well. But it's the look at it as belief is above all. That this is over science or over truth or over anything else or whatever. That's kind of how the Gaul are treated. But halfway through their lifespan, knowing the humans, some of the clans do begin to realize they're right. We're not worshiping gods. We're just worshiping other higher level versions of our own species. Kind of like how we used to have kings and queens and emperors and stuff like that. Well, in some places we still do. But, they don't have the same level of strength as they did back then compared to now. They still do to a certain extent, but like how even technically, no offense to my own country, technically is a president much different than a king. It's elected supposedly. No matter who it is. Well, that's not against either side either. It's just in general. It's like, so that's why it's like, because they started realizing that they were being lied to, that these were not gods, they were just other people like them. They just had better technology than they did. They had access to all the good stuff, basically. The 1% of the Gaul. They started developing natural, like civil wars against each other. Which is, I still think that would happen. Even if we were at war with the Gaul. I think much like how there were probably, I would imagine, certain German units during World War II that probably turned on their own because they just had enough. Who knows? I can't confirm any of that. I wasn't in that war or any of the wars. But I imagine it probably happened somewhere. It usually happens during war. No matter which side it is or who. Usually the one who's the... I'm just going to put it this way in the nicest way possible. Usually the one in the side of the war who's the most oppressed, just make sure I said that right, is usually the one that has the branch-offs. The ones who break off and cause revolt or fight inside their own territories and making it harder for the ones they don't want being in charge anymore or things like that. I imagine that would happen in the Gaul as well, even during war. They will be spread, but the rest, yeah, they're gonna meet the sun. He's like, yeah, and then the ones who don't meet the power of the sun. They unleash the power of the sun. Twice, mind you. Although in this case it'd be way more than twice. Guarantee you it'd be way more than twice. To put a scale on how powerful a sci-fi faction is if they can't mollywump modern Earth, they're weak. That's true. That is true. Because most sci-fi factions would destroy us in comparison. The Terminators technically win. The Sentinels from Matrix technically win. It's only Stargate where this is slightly different. Even in Star Trek, if it wasn't for Starfleet, most of those species would destroy us too. Klingons especially. Klingons would have a field day with us right now if they showed up. And there was no Starfleet if they existed. There would never be a Starfleet, probably for years to come, if that happened. And because the first people we technically met were the Vulcans. So, say that all that existed hypothetically. The Klingons, if we met them first, we'd be boned. Or the Romulans. Or the Borg. Oh, that's what I'm saying. And then even Star Wars to a certain extent. No, even though that's humans as well. A Mon Calamari cruiser? What would we do against that? Legit. Or a Star Destroyer, even though that's human-made. What would we do against a Star Destroyer? Actually, technically it was made by the Kaminoans originally, because they had the original design for the Acclimator class for the clones. So, or whatever it's called. I forget my brain. My brain's not working for me totally right now. So technically that's Kaminoan. But either way, it's... any of these normal sci-fi things would easily taunt us. But Stargate's weird like that. Everything's kind of even in that universe, which I do respect it for that. Because in a way, that's kind of... I do like that kind of realism. Because... who's to say it's not like that either? I don't know. It's too many variables when it comes to real life. That's why real life is not the movies, technically, at the end of the day. But it also doesn't mean the movies are totally wrong, no matter which one we're considering. It doesn't mean they're not possible, or this, or that. So... Klingons would be using our skulls as food bowls. Yeah! To drink their blood wine. in honor of Stovaclaw. They would. Especially old day Klingon Empire. They would. We wouldn't stand a bloody chance. UNSC can obliterate us, but the Galactic Empire will be bloodied on the ground. Yeah, no, I can see that. No, yeah, I will say Star Wars on the ground wouldn't be as effective. They went in space, but not as good on ground. Sure, they'd be able to hurt us, but it comes back to the same issue of our Abrams actually might be able to kill an AT-ST. Legit. The specs on an AT-ST, hypothetically, much like how a X-Wing isn't much faster than a even though it's a starfighter, isn't much faster than a fighter jet, technically. Ground atmosphere battle would not... They would not win that, I don't think, totally. It'd be a 50-50, I think. It depends on tactically how they play and how they fight. If they fight just like the Empire does realistically in the movie, then no, we would beat them in a heartbeat on the ground. But I doubt they'd even land. Unless they brought Siths. Because that's also the only other thing that they would win with, is if they brought a literal Sith, then yeah, there's not much we can do about that either. Although ballistics, I think, hurts it. Well, I don't know. If you have the ability to stop a laser beam that's technically not a laser beam, it's a heated projectile, then you could stop bullets with the Force. Much like Neo. So, if they brought a Force user, that would be game over, guaranteed. No matter what. Because they could easily go through and take out all of our elite commanders. And everyone up in our higher brass. Who would stop him? We don't have a Jedi. So, but as far as space is concerned, we lose that automatically. And UNSC, anything from Halo could easily kill us, even ourselves. Like, if the legit UNSC existed in an alternate reality and attacked us right now, they'd easily trounce us. Their railguns and their tank technology and ballistic technology is years ahead of ours. So, even our own selves in some sci-fis would destroy us. Hypothetically. That's why I was making the joke, Tam King. As far as if they're realistic to the movies, yeah, no, ground stormtroopers wouldn't stand a chance. They can't hit anything. Doesn't matter if your gun's good if you can't hit it. So, we would easily win that. But realistically, if they brought a Sith, we'd be done. Yeah, and I know, the games don't show... No, I know they don't. Let's just say on a... Soon we'll talk more about that universe as well. Not right now, though. But yes, I agree, Farseer. Most of the games, except for a couple, don't really show all the good toys. And the things you can actually get access to. And the things the UNSC actually developed. Like Pelicans with miniguns all around it. There actually are better gunships than the normal one used to be. That thing scares me. But it's because it's like a multi-purpose thing. Condor gunships. Yeah, Condors. Let's see. A bunch of Care Bears took out the Empire, lol. Right? No, I know. I've seen that. That's hilarious. Because they can't hit anything. And Care Bears are tiny. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the not Jawa, the fuzzy bear dudes. That's why you call them Care Bears. That's why I call them that too sometimes. What are they called? My brain is eluding me. You play as them in Star Wars Battlefront 2 in that special map. God, I cannot... What? My brain's melted today. I didn't get much sleep day before. Not today, like last night to today, the night before last. I didn't get a lot of sleep. Ewoks! There we go, the Ewoks. Yeah, because Ewoks were able to trump stormtroopers with trees and traps. Also, if a tree can take out an AT-ST, and Abrams can easily take out an AT-ST. Just saying. So the AT-STs are extremely, extremely underwhelming, realistically. That's also why sometimes I don't think we appreciate the tech we do have too, as a people. Kind of go on the opposite end of the spectrum for a second. Sometimes I don't think we appreciate what we actually are capable of. You know, like, within, like, the synthetic range, or the genetic range, or the other things we've mentioned so far, that are already capable of working their way towards that. And because of that, it also breeds what worries me the most, is because we don't appreciate it enough. When you don't appreciate something enough, you take it for granted. And that's where the biggest issues usually stem from. Is when you take something for granted, no matter what it is, whether it be science, life, anything, like whatever, science, like science, life, job, work, or job and work, same thing, jobs, or whatever you're a part of, just choices in general. Like that's when problems start occurring. So, but yeah, definitely an Abrams could easily wipe out like. One Abrams is probably going to take out, before it actually gets hit, LOL, it's probably going to take out probably at least 5 to 6 AT-STs, and that's being generous towards the Empire. I could say higher, probably, depending on the aim of the AT-ST, which, if it's realistic towards the actual movie, once again, Not very good. So, Empire must have made those AT-ATs out of aluminum. Right? That's what it feels like, huh? I know. I know part of it, and people will probably get mad at me for not saying this sooner. Part of it's probably because, they didn't have special effects. Well, yeah, you could say that, but then I could also argue, what about the script? That means the script said that too. That means the script said, during this scene, an ATST is going to get destroyed by 2 logs slamming into it from either side. And I'm like, that would not hurt no Abrams. Who approved this script? And I know that might anger some people because that's one of the classic Star Wars, one of the better ones, at least as far as its own lore is concerned. But as far as like compared to sci-fi stuff, yeah, has a lot of holes in it that I'm like, why? Why are they able to do that? Those Ewoks should have been obliterated. It's like, it's plot armor is what it's called. It's knowing the UNSC, they would ruin our military before even landing on the ground. Yeah. Because of so much Air Force. They have so much better Air Force than we do. Plus, let's not even take in consideration, if we piss them off enough, they're just gonna railgun us from space. AKA Mac guns. Just boom, boom, boom. Like, cause it's not their Earth, hypothetically. It's the same concept of it's not their planet, it's someone else's. So would they really hold back if we were really trying to fight them? That's the question. Especially if they're other humans. That's also the other biggest thing that we forget about ourselves is we're scary people, like James was saying earlier. We're a scary people. So UNSC are also humans from Earth. So they have them same tendencies. So let's see. UNSC ships have advanced jamming devices and that can, with a push of a button, end all of our satellites. I don't doubt it. No, yeah, I've seen that because they jam Covenant radios sometimes, and Banished radios as well. So, if they can do that, they could easily destroy our radios with like a flick of a switch. Let me put it this way: if they can jam Covenant ships, what can they do to our systems? Yeah, Covenant, they can do it to Banished too. So, and technically the architects, I forget their names. I don't remember the names. You know what I'm talking about, Farseer. The originators, the ones who made the Halos. Originally, the architects, whatever their names is. I forgot. But yeah, if they can do that to their systems, they could easily take us down. But that's why I said, like, realistically though, that's why a lot of people don't appreciate what we do actually have now. It's still not great, but we're making bigger and bigger strides every day, whether it's going to be good or not for how we handle it. So, and guerrilla warfare won't work either. It won't. Well, once again, how could you use guerrilla warfare against your own hypothetical alternate reality species? They're humans like us. They're gonna know what we think like. We're gonna know less what they think like because we don't have their tech. So we don't know what new options and strategies have become available. Or they're gonna know all of ours almost, or at least hypothetically know all of ours, because we are both a human species who came up from this to this. So it's gonna be similar, not exact, but similar. And see, I kinda was almost falling asleep, LOL. Now you good, James? You good? We're gonna be probably wrapping this up soon so I can start getting ready to, or I'm gonna go sign up for Twitch after this. And then if it's easy enough to get it linked up and sign up and get all that done. I will try to do the stream tonight, but more realistically, it's probably going to be tomorrow after Avengers. But just to let everyone know, I will be streaming on Twitch now as well. Not all the time, because I also am missing a piece of equipment I've got to test out and see if there's an echo, because I don't have a working headset for my other platform that I'm keeping as a surprise. That works with it right now. So I'm not able to degrade the audio into the headset, so y'all only hear me inside the microphone over there. Or that microphone now, technically, for this one, but because I have two of them. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to get a headset, because if it is too echoey for you guys to bear, or the audio just don't sound good, we'll have to postpone it until I can get me another headset. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone with this one. Because this is better with a headset with a mic on it that actually is attached to this. I'm gonna get a headset for this that has a mic already on it. That way, it makes me have to buy less equipment for one, and less stuff to deal with plugging in and unplugging and blah 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 blah. So makes it a lot simpler for me to just stream like I do now for my PlayStation and stuff. So, wake up, James! You got a hive mind to build. Is that a good idea, Tim King? James is like, wait, what? Number one, Pelican sensors can detect living things as well. Oh wow! Oh yeah, it can. Because that's how they find survivors and hidden Covenant elites and banished. But, also, UNSC uses AI that's able to hack... Yeah, Cortana. Emma? Is her name Emma? I think it's Emma. I know Cortana, Emma... where's it? Evelyn. It's an E, I think. It might be Eve. I can't remember. Not Eve from WALL-E. Eve. Now I think about it. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Go back to sleep, James. Give James some hot milk. Yeah. Yeah, because a hive mind is less individuality than even technically robots can have. I wouldn't want that. That's why I don't want Xenos. I'll take genetically modified humans the most, robots second, and then Xenos last place. I may like Xenos, but unless I am one already, don't really want to become one, thanks. Also, the process sucks. Use the headset I have. It's compatible with all platforms and it has a mic on it. What headset you got, James? What kind of headset you get? Hold on, let me check something real quick. Okay, I think everything's good. Checking on the house, I thought I heard something. Let's see. ODST will be a huge threat on the ground if Spartans are murdering our guys already. Yeah, why would you need ODST? Send literally one Spartan. If Covenant guns can't hardly get through their shields and armor, what are our guns gonna really do? What is a tank really gonna do against him? I've seen him survive re-entry to a planet. Chief alone could ruin our entire military. Red Squad alone could ruin our entire military. The squad that Chief used to be a part of as a whole could ruin our entire military. Let's see, I have a Corsair Void Pro. Ooh. I've seen Corsairs. I've thought about getting a Corsair, and ironically enough, those are advertised on the other platform's store. Because unlike what we're doing now, the other platform allows you to buy accessories on its store as well, which I do like. Like controllers and all kinds of different things, headsets. And Corsair is one of the choices. I will remember that, James. Thank you for letting me know. It's a Corsair, okay. Condor will be the angel of death. Yep. Yes, it would. yes, it would. I'm trying to think. I should probably create it on my tablet. Actually, you know what? While we're sitting here, because y'all won't be able to see it, because it'll be facing away from the camera, so I don't have to worry about anything getting seen. Oop, nope, go back to that. Accidentally. There we go. Since I don't need to hear anything, I'm gonna plug my headset real quick, guys. Because I've done it since I can't, I'm just chatting with y'all guys in chat. I'm gonna put my control up over here. I'm gonna grab my tablet and I'm gonna see if I can set up the Twitch account right now. Might as well do it while we're chilling. I didn't think about that. Because with the tablet I can just set it up on my tray. Away from everything. Oh, hold on. My bad, guys. Didn't mean to do that. Hold on. I accidentally pressed the button. One second. Add track 2. Triangle. Alright, let me turn my control off. Turn off control. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, now let's grab the tablet. Do. Give me a second, guys. It takes me a second to grab this. Because I want to go ahead and set this up. That way all I gotta do is sync it after the stream, and if I get time tonight, we can do the surprise. Okay. Let me turn back around. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. You might even be able to set it up an account through the PS4. Yeah, I know, but I don't want to link it automatically to PS4 yet. I need to do it manually because sometimes doing that can create weird things. So what I prefer to do, because this is what I did with my YouTube when I first made this channel, is I made it on the computer or a separate device and just linked it to the system. Because sometimes weird things can happen in between when you add a middleman like Sony and stuff. So what we're going to do, first I've got to download the Twitch app on my phone as well. Because I'm going to need it. Twitch. Or on my tablet. I can just do it on my tablet and modify the video afterwards. Twitch Live Stream over there, and then eSports, yes. Install. And we can still chill and chat while all this is going on. Let's see, the RGB is red, green, and blue as it gives off lights from the sides. Oh, that's cool. I might pick that up. That sounds pretty good. Let's see, James' question. If the UNSC were to invade without bombardment and not ruin us with jamming, how long will we last until Earth is captured? James says 5 minutes. I don't think that's physically even possible. Without bombardment and jamming. I'm pretty sure I'd say a week, realistically. Perfect. Hopefully my name is available. No. This username is unavailable. What about regular? Nope. Okay, what about 3 of them? Just like my what's it called? Yep. Okay. So you're gonna notice something also when we go to the other platform. I had to add a number on the back of my name because I think I did originally create accounts for these a long time ago, but I do not know how to get into them. So I am now Demon Ardnot. Ardnot 666. Can't do the other one. It's more inappropriate. I would do Ardnot 669, but it might be, I might get me in trouble more than this number will. So, well, yeah, we'll leave it at that. But that's going to be the username you're going to look up on Twitch when I'm done. Let's see. Yeah, that's probably the safest way to do it. 2 years. I want 1 year to obliterate. 2 years, damn. 1 year to obliterate our military, also depending on the size of the army, and add another to wipe out the remaining insurgencies. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like maybe. Would they really? Would it really take 2 years though? Do you really think we could hold out against better versions of ourselves for 2 years? Because essentially in that universe, what Tam King said is a thing. Genetically modified humans. The Spartans and things like that. That can survive long space travel, harsh conditions. I don't know how we'd win. I don't know how we'd even have... Well, we wouldn't win no matter what, but I don't even know how we'd even stand even a chance, even a long period of time against that. Okay. Sign up. Yes. That way I don't have to worry about it on my tablet. Oh, I gotta go to my Gmail real quick. 1 second, guys. I gotta get out of chat for just a second. I gotta turn my chair off too, so I don't hit buttons. Oh, Gmail. Okay, I see it. So there's the code. For some reason it's okay. One day. Now I gotta figure out how to work Twitch on the tablet. How do I go to me? Wait. Pick some games, activities, or hobbies, and we'll show you some live streams you might like. Okay, I'll just click a couple of these. League. Dota. I'm looking for all the games that I know that would vary all this. Stranded Deep, sure. Magic. There's so many. Gears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120 Aliens, Diablo, War Thunder. Give me a second. Apparently there's a lot to this. Recognize. Don't you go nowhere. There we go. You should know. There's better ones now. Let me re-chat. Actually, let me go back to chat now because we're done with that. Go back to chat here. We go. Let's see. My Twitch is TamKing_PSN. Ah, nice. Nice, TamKing. I'll have to once I figure out how to look this up, I'll follow you on Twitch as well. I just gotta... I'm selecting all these things I think it wants me to select to try to let it know what type of games I'm into. I mean, I play all kinds of things, so I'm trying to hit across the board as much as possible. I'm looking for the ones that I know I've watched before as well. Oh, goodness. Boop. 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 Almost done. And I think we'll leave it at that. 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 Wow, there's a lot. That. Can't tell what that is. Sure. It looks like something I'd like though. That. No. That. I think we're getting. Oh, there's a horror game. There we go. I need some horror games in here. There we go. Whoa! Alien Isolation. I think that's good enough for now. Yeah, there were a bunch right there. That should be pretty good. Wait, you play League now? I mean, I guess I'd rather watch you play League than anyone, so I'll follow. Why not? How do I go to my channel? No, exit. There we go. Okay. Alright. That's good. Now, okay, let's look for Tam King. And let's see, so it's Tam King _ PSN. Tam. Oops. Is it one word? Hold on. Yes. Tam King. 1 second, guys. Sorry if I'm not reading chat at the moment. I need to. There's underscore. Is that underscore? No, that's dash. Underscore. There it is. Underscore PSN. Channels. It didn't come up, Tam King. Well, let me just try Tam King. See if I can find one. Maybe it's not doing it because there's multiple Tam Kings. Channels. You might have to follow me so I can find you, Tam King. For some reason it doesn't really show you in here. Let's see. Let's go back then for now. Let me read chat for a second. I'm set up now I just gotta sync everything at some point. Okay, so Ardnot question. Out of all the first world century countries, who would surrender first? France is not an answer because they surrendered before the invasion. I would say, no offense to us in America, I feel like, and no offense to Britain either, I feel like Britain might be the only one who might see reason in why are we fighting these guys? They are literally basically us. Let's just let it happen and just get on board. It's like, because they are humans, I'm like, what else could invade us? So, even if it's not a better option at first, I mean, it's either that or being wiped out. So. I found you. I'll add you when I can sign in and you can get my tag from there. Okay. Yeah, because for everyone, I'm going to put it in chat. This is what my... Come on. This is what my Twitch is. I will put it in there right now. Oh, give me a second. NLT. I had to add one number. It was I literally had no choice because there's already one like that. So, or no, so the demon version of Ardnot exists now. Mephisto's influence on me is very strong. Come on, tablet, wake up. There you go. Alright, so now I gotta figure out how this all works. Go live, subscription, account settings, set presence, my channel, where's account settings? I'll have to go to the other platform and figure it out there and see what it requires me to do to sync them. Because that part I'm not quite sure how to do. James, if you're still... Oh, also Crossout got a new currency called Cross Crowns. I don't know what they are to use to buy yet. Okay, I'll have to check it out when we play again. Whoa, nope, I don't want that to happen. I want to go back. What? How do I go back? Oh, that's how. No? What? How do I get out of this? I have no idea how to use chat. Or how to use Twitch at all. How do I freaking... What? How do I get out of here? What? Does anyone know how to do this? There we go. Figured it out. God. Okay. It's like learning a new technology for me. Okay. I think that's all I can do to set it up right now without syncing everything. But at least we have a Twitch account now. Twitch is ready to go. Let's see. And remember, UNSC had proto-city worlds, aka a city world with no pollution and still has with no pollution and still has its natural beauty like Reach before the Covenant glassed it. That's true. That is a good point. So that means they do know better than we do about their own worlds. So why would we fight against that as a whole? It would be better just to join the UNSC at that point. But yeah. Okay. I want to look up someone real quick though. Isn't? I'm also gonna turn my volume down. That's up, down. There we go. Because I don't want it to get heard in the background of the stream. Okay, so now I just want to put the actual one and then search channels. Nope, go back. Here we go. Oh, see it, okay. Let's see, they can use big guns, diplomacy, or just terraform Mars and settle that planet before hitting the Earth. Exactly. I want to go to the channel though. How do I go to the... There we go. Four hours ago yesterday. Okay, this is definitely them. Okay. I think. Yep. Alright, cool. Alright, I found one of them. Yeah, people forgot they can terraform planets, even the planets the Covenant glassed. That makes sense. So we got that one. Let's get one other one real quick. Oh, who else is it? It has mainly the... I don't think he has. Never mind. Yes, he does. Okay. I'm grabbing a couple of essential people for me right now that I watch on YouTube as well. So that way I can help support them in the future too. I don't know if he changed it or not. I don't know if he didn't on this. And of course, what would the world be without a little bit of gray color? Let's see if he has one. Well, maybe not. Maybe he's exclusive. Oh, no, there it is. Okay, well, I'll do that. Let's see. Well, I'm going to take my IS-1 on... Let's see. Yep, well, I'm going to take my IS-1 on a vengeance crusade against the British Firefly. That's rude, Farseer. I'm just kidding. Rude! No. No, but nah, you destroy all them fireflies you want, Farseer. And I mean, it's not my M4, it's James's. So, no, I'm just kidding, James. JK, James. But alright, we're set up on Twitch, ready to go now. I'll have to get me a special icon for this. I'm gonna have to wait. I actually may have to wait till my computer starts back up because I'm gonna have to. What I'm gonna have to do is get a picture of my icon from YouTube and bring it over here. So, and that way it unifies it so you know it's the same channel and you know it's me and all that. So, but alright guys, let me close off my tablet here for now. So X you out. Close all. Alright. That was pretty, but yeah, that was pretty straightforward. I figured it would be. Oh, come on now. And see, out of all the tanks, it shoots me in the side of the turret. Unless the tigers live. Ah, I see why you want vengeance now. Ah, then yes, by all means, destroy them all. So, let's see, let me push the tablet off. There we go. Get my control back so we can wrap this up. Hey, man. You're good. I love mouse. Oh, there we go, got it. Okay. Oh. There we go. Let's see, but no, yeah, I agree with you, Far, so you can get your revenge on the Firefly. But, alright guys, I'm getting kind of tired, so I'm going to take what energy I have left, and I'm going to sign up and sync my other platform to my Twitch. I'm going to figure out how to do that, because I'm going to have to get on there after I end this to be able to do it. Let's see. And then, like I said, if we don't get to do it tonight, we will do it tomorrow. We will stream on the other platform, on the Twitch, tomorrow. So. But, Tam King said, fun stream on not been good chatting with y'all. Have a good one. You too, Tam King. And shout out to Tam King, Farseer, Darius, James Army West 9, Nathan, I think that's, hold on, let me make sure, chat, because chat was rolling today, so I gotta make sure I don't forget anybody. So Nathan, Tam King, Farseer, James, and Prime, of course. See, I knew I was forgetting someone, because there was one more person, I couldn't remember if it was Prime or it was someone else. But also, shout out to Prime and everyone, thank you so much. That's not the right button. Thank you so much for joining tonight, guys. Bye. Now, Darius is using his Firefly to spite me. Destroy him. But no, good luck, Farseer, on your battle against the Firefly. And bye to you as well, and to Darius, and I hope y'all are doing well. And shout out to all you guys, and to everyone just watching the stream in general in the background as you join in. Thank you. Oh, and real quick, forgot to say this before I go. Thank you to my new follower, Tony P1968. Thank you for the follow, Tony. I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and I will see you all tonight, or for sure tomorrow. Bye, everybody.